orphanage of the world. Everywhere they're crying about you. Then they're coming and telling us that we are tired of you guys. We are tired. We've been listening to you. We know who are we. Guys, we know. I'm living underground. I know every city, every township I go. Nigerian. They're killing our children with powder. Then you're coming here protecting, saying that we are xenophobic. We need to try. You guys, you're always like focused on our politics, on our news every day, like every day and night. There's no time that you guys like you know everything about our country. But what about yourself? Do they love themselves? Because we see them every day. They're staying here. They don't even go to their home to bury their mother, fathers, grandfathers. They stay here every day. We know. Why can't you hear us as South Africans? We're not fighting. We're not hating anybody. But what are you fighting for? Let people love themselves. Let them go to their countries and fix their problems. They can't fix their problems if they are running away into other countries and voicing themselves out. Think that they know. They don't know nothing if they can't be in their country and fight. We are here in South Africa. We are fighting. We are fighting. Mandela was carrying a Kirifai. He banned like about passports in the Kirifai in Durban. That's where he was arrested. We were here in our country. We didn't go anywhere. You guys were there in your country voting out. You didn't vote any shit about African penism. Now you're telling us Malima, who doesn't even prioritize us as South Africans. Who is he? We know who is he. I can't say much, but his father is from somewhere else there, not from South Africa. So please, guys, don't come here and intimidate us. We know who are we. We know. And if we can ban this country, all of you, within like a week, but we don't have that. We're trying. We are trying our best to show you that we are people with love, but you are animals. Sis, what's that?
Yeah.
There. But please, guys, teach your people to have manners, to respect other people's constitution and countries and culture. We can't live like this. We're always complaining about one thing every day. How can we be united if one of our people is telling us that we are brothers but killing our kids? Our kids are dying every day. We can't be united in a negative way. We are positive.
Longer. Someone's identity, right? And when you steal someone's identity, it means you are stealing away that person's the identity. That I think the Miss Kulet also explained that it means you are unaliving that person while is still alive. When you steal someone's identity, it means that person cannot be able to open a bank. That person cannot be able to get benefits, right? So, to steal someone's identity, that is something that is not. That is something that is what we call illegal. It's against the law in South Africa. I don't know maybe about perhaps other countries. But in South Africa,
there is nothing that is not amendable. There is nothing that is not amendable.
My brother,
and we have ID number in Nigeria.
Please,
we have national identity number in Nigeria.
My brother, please respect people. Don't piss me off. I'm very happy, and I don't want someone to piss me off.
Onto the platform because he keeps doing this.
I don't understand whether it's a problem of lack of what, you know. It's he believes he always behave like it's you know, animalistic behavior, you know. Sometimes even if you disagree with other people, come with facts, debunk what we are saying. At least be civil, because he's behaving like an uncivilized person. Anyway, as I was saying, you know, it's illegal here in South Africa to steal someone's identity. And in the South African law, if there is a perpetrator, especially when it comes to things like these, things of rape, things of such nature, sometimes if the perpetrator can ask the government or that can ask the police or whoever is investigating these things, the what do you call the in this case the what do you call the NPA, right? He can ask them that don't disclose my name because this is a very sensitive issue, and then it is something that is legal here in South Africa. So if someone wants to debunk that, let that person brings an evidence or proper documentation to show that this what we are saying is wrong. You know, sometimes it's very hello. Oh, okay. So sometimes it gets frustrating to debate with someone who have lack of knowledge, right? If you don't know much and if you don't have facts, please don't come here and embarrass yourself. Go and do proper research. The lady who was here saying all sort of negative things, it was because of the opinions. She's reading comments. Go and do proper research. I don't understand why some people are lazy readers. They have a mind of a rat because they are lazy to read. You'll embarrass yourself because we are arguing about real things, real situation that affect real people. Here, the lady that was being affected, it was not only her. It means everyone that is under her, the children, someone wants to get to marry to her, all of them, they are being affected because of this thing called fraud, this thing of identity fraud. It's like you are living illegal in South Africa while you are South African yourself. And that is something that we're having a problem when people who will come here and then defend nonsense. How do you even defend criminality? That just makes me wonder what kind of a person you are. Which country you coming from when you coming to South Africa or to this kind of platform and you start to encourage illegal things. You are uncivilized, man. This thing of law is not the same throughout. Just because of your country, perhaps some certain things are legal. They are not legal in our country as we are talking about. And this is something that is on the book of law. It's written, is there. If you want to debunk what we are saying, please come with facts. Thank you, host. Let me not waste time.
So if Chidima, she was registered under her mother's name, surely it was not going to be difficult to prove that, okay, whether the mother is a Mozambican, she got a permanent residence in South Africa, she followed the due processes to be registered. It was never going to be difficult for her to prove that I gave birth to this child, these are the documents, I gave birth to this child in this hospital, and then this is the date the child was born and the child was registered. It's easy to get that, especially if you deliver a child. Even if you deliver the child home, immediately you give birth to that child, you take it to the you go to the nearest clinic, they will declare that the child was born at home, they will give you the documentation to register, and the child in South Africa gets registered within 30 days of that child being born. So it's not difficult to prove such, but it's becoming an issue if you're gonna have two child registered under your name. One of the kids might not have an identity, a proper documentation. This is how the system works in South Africa. We've seen it when
my sister, let's do like this. Let us educate them like this. As a woman, all of you ladies here, I want you to tell me if it was your child in Chidima's shoes, what were you going to say?
It was my child. I was gonna take the birth registration because my child was born in Melomet Hospital and the other one was born in Mediclinic. So I was given a birth registration there in Mediclinic, and I have a folder there to prove that my kids were born. One was born in 2017 in Melomet. The record, the Melomet is having the records because I had a folder in that hospital that I gave birth. There was a folder that was open. I gave birth there, and it was even easy at that time because it was before the COVID. Because before the COVID, Home Affairs were stationed in hospital. You could give a child, you could give birth to a child even before you go home, you already going home with your birth certificate, because the Home Affairs official was there to
Yes.
register the child before if you even go home. My first child that I gave birth in 2017, before I left Melomet, she already had the birth certificate with me. I left the hospital with the birth certificate of the child as well as the clinic, the immunization card. So it's not difficult to prove if the child is yours, because you have the documents straight away when you leave the hospital. And then another thing that I wanted to highlight, there was a time where people were defrauding. I'm talking about the South African. They were defrauding SASSA registered child. It was easy to trace them in the system, because when you register the child, you got, if I got 5 kids, all my kids are registered under me at Home Affairs. So it's easy to pick that. Now you came, wait a minute, you claim that you have the child, but you have a child that was born. Your kids are 6 months apart. It's not possible. It's easy to trace. So it's not about the Nigerian name she have, but if she was registered under that woman's name, that woman was not going to be able to register her child with the same age or who was born in the same year with her. Within a short space that is less than 9 months. They need to understand that this is how it works in South Africa.
No laws in that country, because we are governed by laws. Call us corrupt country, name the police that are doing corruption. This is not about hate. I mean, if you check the stats, and if you are the person that studies, you will see that almost the whole country has a problem with these people. And why is it? It's like fraud is a second nature. It's like it has been normalized. It's like there's nothing wrong. If South Africa was like that, we would have been a bad country by now. Yes, we have corruption, but there's a certain level where, like, we're not like the other country. I don't want to name it. They just don't understand Poppy Act. Now they're saying we should disclose the names of the people that were affected. It doesn't work like that. At the company that I work at, I'm not going to disclose where I work. Daily, we're blocking these people from doing certain things. And I can say from the stats, it's only them. So because it's South Africa stopping this nonsense that has happened, now they say we hate them. Dubai has more hate for them than us. They don't mention it. Seychelles recently has closed the borders. They don't mention it. UK has deported 700 nurses due to faking documents. They don't mention it. It's not about hate. We have lived with people from that country. Personally, when I was giving birth, I was assisted by an Igbo doctor, which is Chidimama, is from Igbo, and my doctor was Igbo. The doctor was legalized. She's got documents. She saved my life, and I'm grateful for that. It's just about when you meet the educated ones, they're so civilized. They don't understand. We cannot live in a country where we don't have laws. Then South Africa will be worse than what it is now. It's not about hate. It's about compliance, follow the laws. These people, most of them, 99%, and I say it because of the kind of job that I do, source of funds. If you tell them to provide their source of funds, 2 million, 3 million that is in the account is stolen from Americans. They can't even justify why they have it. So we are arguing with people that have normalized illegal things, that have normalized fraud. It does not matter what you say to them. They are still going to argue. They will argue about, the guy just said laws can be amended. How can we amend laws to be illegal? I mean, come on, guys. It's not about hate. Follow the laws and you'll be fine in our country. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, sis. Thank you. Charlotte, you can go ahead.
Hi guys, and thank you for this opportunity. You know, these guys, what I've learned, Nigerians who are very wrong. There are some who come here legally and they respect other people's countries' laws, right? Themselves, they tend to not respect anyone as long as they gain. That's what I've learned. And they bypass laws, right? For instance, if a South African is going overseas, you have to go through visa process application so that you can get right documentation. And you know where your embassy is, where you are going, if something, whatever goes wrong. So themselves, they tend to live on other people's effort. What he is saying, and I was reading a comment here. Somebody was like, why don't you let the whites in your country who colonize you leave us as Africans? First of all, yes, I'm not denying we're Africans, but in Africa, same as even in South Africa, we have got different families with different backgrounds.
What are we coming by that your comic city? Picture that you, Kathy. I see you. We can be here. Hamosi.
But whatever that you can say, wait, let me finish. Let me finish. Whatever that you can say.
Please let me come in.
Yebo.
Please let me come in.
Tladi.
Niyaphila ninjani?
Yebo Tladi.
Yes. Yeah, Raphael. Wonderful people. If we should set the record straight, I understand the last speaker and everything. And as we are Africans and everything, we understand the frustrations that these Africans are having against our country and against our complaints. But this is our country, number one and foremost. Number two, you cannot come into my house and break my TV and expect me to be happy, even if you are my brother from next door or whatever. Now, what I'm saying is, they come wherever, like the identity stealing of our own, and then this lady runs away and they say they embrace her as their own, and she was is living under our taxes for so long, and now she's now a Nigerian. You understand? I don't see that doesn't sit well with me, because literally we have been outdone. Our government, they are failing us. But these Nigerians, they should understand one thing. Not to say we are beggars or maybe we need to accommodate them as they wish. We are the nation that is having pride and love our people. But there's one thing that we cannot tolerate. It is their arrogance, number one. Number one is their arrogance, and the other thing, I'm talking, Chief. Their arrogance is not proper. They should respect us in our own country. They should understand that, not to say we are haters. They must understand they're having their own problems in their own countries. Let them go solve their own country's problems before coming and telling us what to do here. The other guy was talking in terms of umntwana by the clinic and the hospital and everything. How do they get? I mean, what you call birth certificate and stuff like that. He is not informed. He's telling us what to do in our own country. I mean, there's ladies here who have given birth, who knows exactly what is the procedure and the process, but now they want to claim they know better than us. If they think so, why can't they go back to their countries and do the right thing? Because here we need citizens or people who come here like right. What we're talking in terms of, if you are a foreigner, you come, you know, as to you having your documents and everything, your paperwork is proper, and then you can be entertained as such, and you become and follow the rules of the country. The thing that I'm concerned with most is that they don't even respect us. They're giving powder to our children. When we try to act and carry on that, like the government, I'm not saying the system is failing us. The system very is failing us, because we've got to stand up and fight. You check Ibrahim Traore and everything. What is doing in this country? We need that in our case.
He can't talk for me.
Chief, so it means like Traore is doing, we also have to stand up and fight for our own. Somebody talked about, one Nigerian talked about shipping them out to their country. I understand that. And he's very right, because he's not from Ibu State or whatever, but he understands what is the problem. So now, if their own are against them. You understand? They must understand that they are not needed here if they cannot abide with the laws of the country. I should think that you are with me on the point. So should they follow that? Therefore, we're gonna have the Africa that we need, but they should do the right thing, because you understand, our president is our laws, the constitution itself. If we don't stand up as South Africans and unite and vote right, so that we can change this constitution and do the right thing for them to understand and like behave in our countries like you behave everywhere. There's no South African who's selling drugs in Nigeria. There's no South African who's selling drugs anywhere in the world. But we are haters. I'm from exile myself. I'm a soldier, by the way. So what I hate is people coming here and like dictating and telling us what to do. And like when they do shit or whatever that they are doing, they think that they're having power or rights upon us. We fought for this world. I mean, we fought for this country. And then that is why we're having this. That is why they are flocking in here. And then we're trying to do good and we are accommodating them. But what they do, they are shitting in our house. They are shitting in our house. Listen, brothers and sisters, wherever you come from, I don't say